Hello everybody. Today we will be discussing about two sorting mechanisms. So one is selection sort and another is insertion sort. Here in this program we have asked the user to enter the size of the array and add values to it, any random values using a for loop, and we can sort this using both selection as well as insertion according to our wish, and we'll see both. So in this single program we have both the codes. So for selection sort, let's first discuss what a selection sort is. In selection sort we use of two for loops. So after each element is being checked, the minimum most value will be kept at the first position. On the second iteration, the second smallest will be placed in the second position, and on the third iteration, third smallest will be kept, and so on it will go, and finally we get a sorted array. So let's see here. Here first we have a variable min that copies the value of the ith element for the in the we use the outer for loop, and its position will be copied by pos variable, and we have a inner for loop from the very next element index of I. If I is 0, j would be I plus 1, and that will also iterate till n. So here what happens is we check whether the first element is smaller compared to compared to all other elements, that is second to nth element. Similarly, on the second iteration of the outer for loop, the second element, so that is index number 1 element, is checked with all other elements except 1 and 2, that is from index 2 to n. So here is the if condition. If min is greater than a of j, min is equal to a of j. In this condition is to check whether any element is there smaller than a of I. If it is there, then from that time onwards the min value would be the smallest one. And finally, when iterations are over, when we come out of this inner for loop, the swapping is done with ith index and the smallest value. So I have a video GIF, and here you could see that on first iteration what happens. Here if this is the case, first 0 would be here, and 0 would be checked with all other values. 0 is the smallest one, so 0 will be placed. Now assuming 5 as the smallest, 5 will check with 2. Since 2 is smaller than 5, min will be 2. Now assuming 2 as smallest, will check with 3, 6, 9, 3 and 1. And since 1 is smaller, min would be 1. And now 1 will check with 4, 8 and 7. Since 1 is the smallest, 1 will be swapped with 5. So 5 will come here. And similarly, next from the third element on, we'll check which is the third smallest and place the third smallest in the third location or the second index, and fourth smallest in the third index, and so on. And finally at the end we'll get a sorted array, and that is with a selection sort. And Here is it. Let's run this and check. Five elements, suppose 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, any random numbers, and I want to do its selection sort. The sorted list is as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is sorted, and the selection sorts work completely well. And now let's see with insertion sort. Insertion sort is a much more faster method and is having a quite good application. So in insertion sort, it is like we are checking backward. So if there is some array here, what happens is, here first it will start from the index 5. So it will take a copy of 5 and 5 will check with 6, which is bigger. If 6 is bigger, 6 is pushed on to 5th position and 5 will be placed here since no more element is left. And next 3 will be copied, and then 3 will be compared with 6 because 6 has already replaced 5. So 6 is bigger, so 6 will be pushed here, and then 3 will be checked with 5. Since 5 is bigger, 5 would overwrite the position of 6 which was already stored here, and then since there is no more elements, 3 would be placed at the very first position, and this fashion goes till the end. So on each iteration, the preceding elements in the array are being sorted. Let's see how the code works. So as I told, the iteration starts from the first index. Its copy is being made and it is checked for j is I minus 1. So from I minus 1 index to 0th index it is being checked, and j is getting decreased, you could see here. And if temp is less than or less than a of j, then a of j plus 1 would be equal to a of j. That is like we have shifted, in this case we have copied 5 and we have shifted 6 to j plus 1 position. That is, j was initially 0, j plus 1 would be 1. That 1th index would be 6, and that would continue. And when this condition fails, when any of both of this or any of this condition fails, at j plus plus or j plus 1 position, temp will be copied, and that's what we have seen here. At the end, since j is less than 0, when j decrements, for our condition when we are checking with 5 as a temp value and 6 we have pushed forward. Now if we keep j minus minus, it will go to minus 1. Since the condition says that j should be greater than or equal to 0, the condition fails and it comes out of the for loop, and j would be incremented to j plus plus, that is j is equal to 0. At j equal to 0, temp would be copied. Our temp was 5, and finally we could get a sorted array. So in this fashion of sorting, we could see that after each elements of iteration, we could see that the preceding elements in the uh, array is getting sorted. And let's run this program and check for insertion sort. 2 for insertion sort. 1 2 3 5 6. Yes, it's working completely well, and hope you understood this video. Thank you.